before we get into our mental session, we're going to announce our letters. So we've gone through all the names that you guys have turned in. I appreciate the thought that everybody has put into it. So when I call your name, come on up. Okay, first got it. Want to call up Mr. Shergill. Next guy, I want to call up Mr. Pugs. Next guy we're going to call up, he's not going to be here today because he's sick, and that is Mr. Mitch Anderson. Shures, Hugs, and Mitchie are your A's. Okay, next guy I'm going to call up, he's our representative, he's our captain, Mr. Stewart.
Thanks.
Everybody's regulation. So you guys have a real special responsibility this year because you are our voices, our representatives of the coaches, to the team, to the Rex. So you guys have to look out and make sure. So now, if other stuff is going on out there like that guys aren't focused, it's your guys' responsibility to get everybody focused. Okay? There was a lot of thought put into the names that were presented, and the thing that this team was blessed with is a lot of leaders, a lot of guys who could have been leaders. So just because you don't have an A doesn't mean that you can't lead. You don't need a letter on your chest to be a leader. We're actually going to have and develop a leadership committee. So there will be other guys who are invited into that to be part of the committee that we work on some of the things and benefits for the team. All right? So let's have a hand for a minute.
It's like, okay. Well, yeah. But if you let us all, the dog, or in the dress.
Okay.
With it.
So the stuff I'm going to talk to you guys about right now is something I've always told you that a hockey player's greatest weapon is what? Their mind. So we're going to talk about some things. If we're working our asses off, okay, are other teams going to be practicing hard? Probably. Okay. The difference all comes down to chemistry, and I'm really happy. Would you say that we're a pretty tight team already? That's freaking awesome to be this tight already this early in the season. So I think we're already ahead of other teams because of that. We already know what our team identity is. Other teams probably haven't figured that out yet. So we're already a step ahead that way. Thing that can make a difference between you going on to being a serious hockey player who can maybe do this for a living. I played junior. I played Tier 2 junior. I played WHL junior. I played in the minors, and I've had some games in pro. You know what the biggest thing that any high-level hockey coach or high-level team looks for in alerts? Any ideas?
The mentality.
Yep.
Hard work for the work ethic.
Yep. Thank you. That's the biggest word I was looking for.
Got that. Wait.
Everybody who plays junior or in the NHL, the difference between a guy who plays in the minors to a guy who is an NHL player is this much. And it usually comes down to this hockey sense. Everybody works hard. Everybody's usually got good compete. You guys realize that to get to the NHL, only half of 1% make it to the NHL. Out of all the kids who play hockey around the world, half of 1%. That's a pretty small percentage, isn't it? So the X factor is this. And can you bring it every single night? That's what the WHL scouts are going to be looking for. Okay, we've already got a showcase coming up this weekend, and we're going to be playing 4 games. Scouts are going to be looking to see how you play from game 1 to play 4, to game 4. Was there any drop-off? Or you break one game and then you disappear the next game? That's the kind of stuff that will hinder you if you're trying to make it to junior, if you're trying to make it to college or even further, is your consistency. One way that you can control consistency is by your state of mind, your mental prep. So the stuff I'm going to talk to you guys about today is what I learned when I was 15 years old and went to the Junior Olympic camp. First time I was introduced to a sports psychologist who talked to us about mental preparation. And we're talking a long time ago when I was 15, where it's like over 40 years. The training that has gone into mental health and into visualization and mental prep is radically different. It's radically more advanced than when I played. So I had to talk to you guys right now about high state and low state. Okay? Have you ever heard of, oh, I played great tonight, I was in the zone. Have you ever heard of that? You ever heard of being in the zone? Does anybody know what that is? Okay. When you're in the zone, the game is easy. You're not thinking. You're just playing. Your mind, body is all one, and you just relax, and things flow. You don't have a lot of thoughts going in your head. The game is easy. You see it. You make plays. You anticipate plays. The game just comes to you. That's high state. Low state. What do you think it looks like when you're playing and you are in a low state of mind?
They got locked there, you will fight this.
You're easily distracted. Yep.
Just into the war.
Exactly. You probably have fear. It's okay to have nerves, but you don't let fear into you. When you are in low state, you're nervous, you're angry, you're agitated. Guys can easily get you off the game. They give you a little whack, or they might say, hey, you're a nasty word. And all of a sudden you lose your shit because you're in a low state. High state, the circle represents your mind. Low state, this circle represents your mind. This is what your brain looks like in high state. You're not thinking. You might only have one or two thoughts going in there, but they're positive thoughts. Low state, your mind is just full of thoughts. You're thinking, you're anxious, you're nervous, you're fearful, you're down on yourself, you lack confidence. Stu, stand up. Look at everybody here. Kate, tell me physiologically what a person who's in a low state of mind would look like. What do you think? What do you think they look like?
Overthinking, like an op.
No, physically. How do you think their shoulders are? Slouched? Do you think they're smiling, or do you think they're kind of anxious? Do you think their head might be down? Okay. What about a person who's in high state? Shoulders back, heads up, probably got a little smile. Good. When you are in high state, you're positive. You've got confidence. You've got belief. You've got faith. When you're low state, you're nervous. You're anxious. You're fearful. You're critical. But I couldn't make that pass. Or you might even yell at your teammate, why didn't you give me that damn pass? That's low state, right? Now that you guys know what it is, you guys can police yourselves. You can catch yourselves. You have permission even to catch us coaches if you ever see us in low state or high state and say, hey, coach, you sound like you're in low state. Our job as an athlete is to be living in high state. And if you catch a teammate on the bench, maybe he had a tough shift and he comes off and he's got his head down, he's all bitchy, he's all negative. You say, hey, Jason, you're low state. Come on, man, snap out of me. High state is positive. High state's encouraging. Maybe you missed a pass. And I come to the bench like, hey, man, I saw you try me. We'll get it next time. That's high state. You stupid moron. Why couldn't you make it in the past? What state am I in? That's right. Same, this stuff that we're talking to you guys about is stuff that is not only for hockey, it's for life. It's for school. It's for work. Some of you guys, I hate to say this, but we don't know that 0.5% of every hockey player that makes it to that of all the guys who play hockey make it to the NHL, only 0.5%. So as much as you guys want to get there, and as much as we want to see you guys get there, we just know that that's not a reality. Our job is to make you really good human beings. Because even after hockey is finished, you have to do something, right? You start a family. You start a business. Some of you guys are going to be business owners. Some of you guys are going to be managers. Some of you guys are going to be leaders. If you're running a company, Austin, if you're running a company, would you want your employees to be high-state people or low-state? Exactly. So we're trying to train you guys up to be leaders. Contrary to what goes on in the school and what's taught out there, it's not all about participation. You need people to be leaders. You need people who have a vision. You need people who want to make a difference. High-state people make a difference. Low-state people are just bitching, moaning, grumbling. Everything's negative. It's not fun to be around people like that, right? So we will police ourselves to not have low state. When we were talking about potential threats that we saw to our team, what do you think it would be? It will take one dude on a tee to ruin the vibe and ruin the chemistry and change it from a championship team to just a miserable experience. One guy. So if we all police ourselves and hold ourselves accountable to high state, it'll be a little better environment, isn't it? I had that experience my very first year in the minors with the New York Rangers. They made a trade with the New York Islanders for a guy named Bruce Bell. Bruce Bell was a first-round draft pick. Unbelievable talent. He was a defenseman who could rush the puck. Unbelievable end-to-end offensive skills. But he had the worst frickin' attitude. He felt entitled because he was a high first-round pick that when he got traded to the Rangers put him down to the minors because he wasn't performing. So he thought that just because he was a first-round draft pick within the first 5 picks that he should be playing for the New York Rangers. He brought the most miserable, sad sack, sorry-ass attitude out of any hockey player I've ever played with. And he made it miserable for everybody in our room. And you know what happens when you get, doesn't matter how special your talent is, if you are a cancer in the dressing room, what do you think happens? They trade your ass. Similar in life. If you are a miserable person, let's just say you get your first job, constantly showing up late, you're constantly got a bad attitude, you're lazy, you don't want to work, how long do you think you'll be employed?
Like days.
If that. And if you don't want that. We don't want that in our room. That is the difference that's going to be between a championship team to one that just falls short in the playoffs. Every championship team has to go through and overcome adversity. We will face adversity this year. That's why we go through conditioning. I'm grooming you guys to be champions. I'm grooming you guys to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Winning a championship is uncomfortable because it's all about sacrifice. You have to do things that you might feel that are beyond you. You might have to block a shot. Blocking a shot's uncomfortable. You're laying your body on the line, but you're laying your body on the line for the team, for the benefit of the team. A person who's a selfish player, well, he'll pick up his foot. I'm not going to block that shot. It's going to hurt. I might not be able to play the next game. That's all he's thinking about is himself. Low state. So this stuff is the same thing for you in school. If you guys are feeling you got a big test coming up or you're dealing with a subject that maybe you've got some challenges in, You could treat it high state, low state. If you're constantly telling yourself, oh, this is too difficult, I can't learn it. What's that? Low state. What would high state do?
It's all about you also. Oh, they're coming like, no.
High state would be positive. I might not have it now, but I'm going to put in all the effort and get the extra help and tutoring I need so that I can get confident and I can get comfortable. That's what high state was. Okay? Now we're going to take it into another step. We're going to take it into visualization. Have any of you guys done that? Okay, good. Visualization is something that is extremely powerful. Your mind, your brains, are the most powerful supercomputer that exists. Your brain is an unbelievable antenna. If you're tuned in to the wrong station, if you were tuned in to low state, if you were tuned into negativity, fear, anxiety, all the awful stuff, you'll get more and more and more of it. But if your brain is tuned into high state and feels and feeds itself positive belief, faith, love, all the good things, you're going to grow. You're going to be tuned. You will attract people like that. You will, whenever you set a goal, you will achieve your goal. Anytime that you set a goal and you put your mind and you are in a high state, your body physiologically adjusts to accomplishing those outcomes. So it's extremely important to what you are listening to, what you are tuning into. And I'm sorry, guys, that is one of the reasons why I don't let anybody listen to rap shit. Rap shit is all about negativity. It's all about the nasty words. It's all about bitch, motherfucker, this and that, and the N-words and all that shit. Is that high state or low state stuff? Right. So don't listen to that shit and put that shit into your brain. You can see it all around society, can you not? How do people dress? How do they act? They act all tough. They got their pants hanging down their ass. They're walking around, they look sloppy, and they're disrespectful, and they're cursing all over the place. That is why I don't let anybody listen to that stuff. I love it when other teams in the dressing room are blasting that shit. Because right away I know we've got a mental edge over them. Okay? So visualization. When I play, we had to arrive 2.5 hours before the game. So my routine, we'd have our pregame skate. I'd get ball. I'd have my pregame meal about 1 o'clock because I didn't like to eat too close to the game. So I have my pregame meal at 1 o'clock. Sleep. Go sleep for about 2.5 hours. Wake up at 3:30. And then get right into visualization. I would visualize I was a goalie. I would visualize every possible save that I'm going to face. Every situation that I'm going to face that game. 1-on-1s, 2-on-1s, 3-on-2. Cross ice pass, high glove save, getting up in that stopping the puck, breakaway saves. I'd visualize it over and over and over. I'd see myself making those saves. I'd see myself reacting to those situations. So then what happens, because I would get my head into high state, my antennas tuned to success, because I'm picturing myself doing all those things. And game situation happen, boom. Sometimes I make saves, I don't even know how I did it. It's just the mind and the body. When I was talking to you about your antenna, when you're tuned into high state, all of a sudden the visualization, your body starts to react and make things, make saves. So now, as a little exercise, I want everybody to close their eyes. Okay? I'm going to take you through some visualization. So close your eyes. Take some slow, deep breaths. Some good, full breaths. Slow, deep breaths. Get yourself feeling comfortable. Get yourself feeling relaxed. Okay. For my forwards, I want you to picture yourself right now. You're in the slot. You got the puck on your stick. I want you to put the shot low off the post on the left-hand side. You see it. Shoot quick. Hits the post, goes in. Now you got another puck. I want you to picture yourself shooting the puck low, right-hand side. Puck goes off the post and in. Now you've got another puck. You're in the slot. You got a chance to shoot. Boom! You ferry one top shelf over the goalie's blocker. You got another shot. You're standing in the slot. You're facing off against the goalie. Boom! Over the glove hand. You're celebrating. Feel the joy. You just very feel that joy. Defense. Puck comes back to you from the point. You've got a lane. You shoot that puck. Goes through a bunch of traffic into the net. You got the puck through. It went in the net. How good did that feel? Now you're on the right-hand side. Puck comes to you. You got another lane. Shoot it through the legs. It goes into the net. Now defense, somebody's coming down on you one-on-one. They're coming on you one-on-one. They're trying to take you wide. Your gap is tight. Your stick is good position. You're not letting them cut to the inside to go to the middle of the ice. You're taking away, you're angling them. Boom, you ride them all through boards. Any situation in a game. So right now, here's a classic situation. We are down a goal. We have face-off in the offensive zone. The centerman tells everybody, I want you to line up to his right. So everybody's lined up on the inside in the clear lane to the goal. Puck drops. Centerman chips it ahead. And because we've got everybody lined up on that inside, the puck comes to one of our guys and they go in and they score. Or you can visualize centerman draws the puck back. Puck goes to the D. The D walks the line, puts a shot. We score. And then as you were visualizing these things, feel the sensation of how awesome it is when you score. How happy you feel. Feel your teammates jumping on you. Feel yourself celebrating, going down the ice, past the bitch, tapping gloves with everybody. We've just won the game. Okay, now everybody open your eyes. As a goalie, as my goalies, I would sit there and visualize guy coming down the wall, walking across the middle of the ice, trying to shoot one against spring, making a big glove save. I'd visualize it coming past the puck across and be sliding across and making a save. Every situation that you guys face in the game, visualize it. Visualize it. So I would do that before I go to the rink. Then I'd get to the rink, I'd stretch. That my routine was I'd stretch. Talk with the guys for a little bit. We always had the other team's rosters and stats, so I'd always take a look to see who were some of the snipers that I'd have to watch. And then once I finished stretching, I'd put all my gear on except for my arm mats, and I'd get a towel, put a towel over my head, and I'd sit there and go through the game again. And based on maybe some of these guys who were snipers that I got to be aware of, I'd picture them. I'd picture them on the ice, and I'd be making saves all of it. So whatever you are wanting to accomplish or to get good at on the ice, maybe pucks are being rung around the wall, and you're getting them, but you're nervous, and you're not doing a good job of getting the puck off the wall, turning up the ice, and trying to clear it. Picture yourself receiving it one motion, pulling it up, getting my head up, do this quick chip off. Anything that you are struggling with, start picturing yourself. And I mean, obviously, we will work on this stuff together in practices. But start picturing yourself having success. Picture yourself on the centers. Picture yourself on different face-off, chipping forward, pulling back, stepping in. every type of scenario. Picture yourself so that when you're going into that drop, now your mind already knows, like, frick, I've won 1,000 face-offs already in my head. Your body mind starts to react. Defense, picture yourselves taking those guys one-on-one. Picture yourself top stick on puck. Picture yourself angling guys. Picture yourself making a great rush. Picture yourself making that great first pass on breakouts. Every aspect of your game, you can picture it, see it, and picture yourself having success. I guarantee you that kind of stuff is going to make the difference. You won't be so surprised at how many times what you pictured in your mind, you go up the game and that situation happened to you. The holy shit. I just scored. I've just pictured myself making a movie. As funny as it sounds, I quit playing goal like close to 30 years ago. I have played forward more than I played goal now. And when I was playing some high-level adult hockey, I was always a leading scorer. What
was the reason mind that being a goalie? Like, even though you retired from playing pro, like, what really made you retire? Like not retire, like
just wanted to have fun. Just wanted to have fun. I enjoy as a goalie, like on our optional skates. Often players would like to play goal, so they would put on our gear, and we'd like to go out and we'd shoot pucks on net. And I just found it really, really fun. The ironic thing, most NHL goalies, when they stop playing and they start playing alumni hockey, they usually play out.
Yeah.
So I have much more fun scoring and setting up goals. But I would always do this visualization things, even for that hockey. I would picture myself, I always had 2 moves on a breakaway, because in my mind, I had 2 moves. So when I came in on a goalie on a breakaway, I didn't have to think, what am I going to do? I would always execute one of those 2 moves, so they usually work. Yes.
What was the team, please? Yeah.
We'll do that. I'll save that for you up in practice. But the bottom line, guys, is how many times are you guys coming to the rape right now? Then be honest. There is no right or wrong answer here. How many times do you guys come to the rape with a little bit of fear? Yep. And what are some of the things you fear? Okay. Anybody else?
Like nobody big glass and missing glass and silver. Of maybe just letting you not get goal and things like it puts pressure on you, feeling down too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, the common denominator here is you guys are fearful of mistakes, right? Nobody likes to make a mistake. You got to get fear out of your game. I guarantee you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. And it's okay. Hockey is a game of mistakes. If you pressure people, how many times in NHL, if you see the best hockey players in the world and the puck won't go on the wall and also they get some pressure, what do they usually do? Well, oftentimes they put the puck right the minute where they're not supposed to. They've been talked to ever since they were yay high, don't put the puck in the middle. But when panic kicks in, the difference is if you made a bad play, so what? I don't want you guys to play with fear. I don't want you guys to worry about making mistakes. If you make a mistake that costs us, we might talk to you. We might talk to you and say, hey, here's what happened, here's what you should have done. But we're not going to say, you stupid moron, sit the hell down. You're not going to get that kind of response from us. Maybe, hey, Austin, you know what? Here's what we should have done. You made a mistake that I talked to you guys already about. We're going to make mistakes, but there's areas of the ice where we can make mistakes that won't cost us. And we just have to get better at making sure that if we're going to make a mistake, we're not putting it into the goal. Here's our goal. We're not putting the pucks to this area, or we're not throwing the puck right up to blue line. Those are areas that mistakes come back and haunt us. If you made a mistake, I want your attitude to be part of heart. Accountability. My bad. Okay, my bad. Sorry, guys. But that's it. Move on. Next play. You have to be able, if you're sitting there worrying about mistakes, you're in low state. You made a mistake, and you say, shoot, you know what? I'll be better next time. High state. The other thing that takes away fear, it's going to sound a little bit ethereal. The only thing that drives out fear, anybody have an idea?
See it out.
Nope.
Confidence.
Nope.
Forget over.
Nope. Yep.
But cheating and
Nope, that's all good for confidence, but it's not what drives that fear.
Negativity.
Nope.
basically here.
That helps, but it doesn't drive up fear.
Positivity.
That's helpful. Fear? Nope.
Repeat the question.
What drives out fear?
Good was sad. It did Drago.
It's going to sound strange, guys. What drives out fear is love. You can't feel the emotion of love and be in a fearful state. That sounds weird, right? But you know what? When you come to the focus, you love playing hockey, don't you? So you focus on the love of the game, the love of being with the guys, the love of a chance to compete, the love of every time I get to go out and play and I get a chance to make a difference. You focus on the love part of the game. That drives out all that negative stuff. That's why you picture yourself having success. Does that make sense? So, hockey's a privilege, right? Your parents have done a hell of a job and sacrificed a lot so that you guys can play for the Valley West Giants. So, just embrace that, and you guys are awesome. You guys are awesome. You guys are hungry. You ask a lot of questions. I see your guys compete. I see how hard you guys work. I see how much fun you guys are having. So just embrace this whole experience. Our job as coaches are to give you guys every possible tool on the ice, off the ice, to make you the best hockey players that you can be. So that I want to see that a bunch of you guys get drafted this year. Or the next year, I want to see you guys moving on to more better things. I want to hear that some of you guys went on to college. I want to hear that some of you guys went to junior. I'd love to hear some of you guys get drafted. We're going to give you everything that we possibly can to help you guys accomplish that. I am a demanding coach, but not in an asshole way. I am a demanding coach because everybody in this room has a role, has a responsibility to be the best every single night so that we can accomplish our goal of winning a championship. In turn, that's going to help you guys achieve your goals. Through team success, you will have tremendous individual success. But I also am very demanding of you guys for one reason, because I care. I care about each and every one of you. I care about you guys being the best hockey players that you can be and being the best people you can be. If I didn't, what do you think a coach would do if he doesn't care?
You wouldn't be doing this stuff right now.
Yep. Wouldn't be putting in this extra time with you guys? Yep.
Would have had an initial island where we just have to.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing, because nothing except you thought the balance doubling on. Wouldn't get mad if we missed a net.
Yep. Simply, if I didn't care, if you made mistakes and constantly kept making mistakes, I would just tell you, you're costing my team. How many guys have played for coaches that just sit you? It's not a fun experience, is it? one of my best success stories last year was a kid that we were working with him for the first time. I just thought, you know what? He's a great kid, got great attitude, but he just might not get it. I almost cut him in December because we can make cuts right up until January over roster has been set. I had numerous talks with him over and over and over. And I told them, one time I brought him, put my hands on his chest, and I just said, Casey, you're just not getting what the messages I'm sending here. And it's either three things. Number one, you don't care. Number two, you don't get it. Or you're just not interested. And I knew he cared. And he said he cried. He just said, Coach, I care so much. And then I said, we got to work on these things because you're not up to speed with where everybody else is. I need you to get there. And if I didn't care, it wouldn't be so hard and you wouldn't be talking to you. I would just sit sheet. And he told me, thank you for caring, Coach. And you know what? We played in the Pat Quinn tournament that December, and something finally switched. All the things that we were working on right up until that point, he finally got it. And he became one of my most trusted board checkers, one of my more reliable guys I could put in many different situations. And it was my greatest privilege to just call him over one day at practice and say, you know what, Casey? I'm so fucking proud of you. You didn't sulk. You didn't pout. You didn't have a bad attitude. You just worked and worked and worked, and now you became one hell of a hockey player. Smile on his face was freaking awesome. We will not give up on anybody. That's why we do this. That's why we're talking about this stuff. The stuff that we're talking about here will help you in life. It'll help you become a better athlete, but it'll help you become a better human being, a better business person, a better employee, a better father, a better husband, all that kind of stuff. All right? So guys, we got a skill session now, so we're going to have our first skill session. So let's get down to the room. I know the fellow wants to have a chat with us before we go down. All right, so you guys helpful? Helpful? Okay, we're going to use this stuff? Yeah, fake? Let's go do it.